Okay, you can tell I'm on the east side of the mound here, going up through the tip of the glacier. So this is the glacier with the crevasses. It's very safe as long as I'm close to the rock. Okay, so I had just found an amazing pocket up in here, and I cleaned out everything that I could get without tools. Tomorrow I'll go back and rake it, but I came over here and I found a lot of float, and I was like, oh, this is worth filming, but the camera's way back over there. And then I found the pocket it's all eroding out of. So let me show you guys what I found first. So here, this baggie is all stuff I've started to fill from here. Now, take a look at some of these points that are just laying around. A lot of them, broken tips, you know, broken faces, or not much yellow color, but abundant. Like, let's look at that one. So why this one is significant is it's basically, actually that's not a muso point, but it does taper. It's a laser quartz. So there was that. And then I started tracing it back, because what happens, see how obviously this is on a slope? Whenever I can get a flat spot that's gonna collect everything, that's where I want to start looking. You can see all the pockets or the holes throughout here that have been weathering open and stuff has fallen out. So it's all either gone down under where the glacier meets the rock, or it's collected in the mud. Now there's also crystal veins I'm finding too, but let me show you this. So of course, you know, lots more pieces all over the surface, little ones, some bigger, you know, simple shards that the weathering has gotten to. But let's get up in here to the source. So like in here, this would be a good collecting spot, except nothing has really eroded out. Let me show you what the veins look like. This is not the source location for that other stuff, but I just want to show you what the pockets are looking like as pieces are coming out. Now you can, you know, go into the pocket and collect bits and pieces, hoping you get some points. Like there's a nice point that I'll have to clean off. And they're all throughout, and then you're gonna find bigger ones too. There's my finger for scale. But let me show you the pocket that was worth running back to get the cell phone for. All right, so that's where I was showing you before. We come up here, I've got a whole bunch more beautiful, beautiful laser quartz. Like, look at this one. Isn't that so clean? So pristine too. Lots of them. You know, that one's got the tips a little bit beat up if it wants to focus, but still nice and clean. And I'll dig all of these out of the dirt, right? But let me show you the pocket. Let me get in here and see if I got enough light. Look at this. They're all just falling out of the pocket. All of them. You see all that? That's all quartz in there. Just pick that one right off the surface. So let me collect all this before it runs away on me. But this pocket goes deep. I can see 3 feet back into this little hole. You know, it's only 6 feet tall, but all this loose dirt, I'm gonna collect all the crystals out of, and that'll open up the pocket face. I'll be able to reach in there and carefully collect each one, ripping them off the host rock. There's no way I'm getting this granite to relieve plates, so I've got to carefully extract each one. But these are all protected within the pocket, so they haven't had the freeze thaw to ruin them here. So look at all these beautiful points. Huh? Isn't that pretty? Look at it with the glacier in the background. This is my life right now. This is pretty cool. I like my life right now. I'm gonna dig this and I'll see you guys later. Okay, you guys have to see this. I'm just pulling handful after handful. I'm shoulder deep. This is my hand, right? So that's the entrance. It's 6 inches clearance maybe. But I'm pulling handful after handful of crystal point, non-stop. I've pulled hundreds of them, all perfect prismatic points, right? They got some sand on them, but once I clean it off, and they've got the actinolite needles inside, it's either, this one's either rutile, I think it's rutile and actinolite mixed. That one cut me. That one cut me real good. Crystal slivers. Anyway, let my thumb bleed for a bit. I bled for these rocks, literally. I bled earlier too, but I cleaned that one up. But anyway, look at that, intersecting quartz. Super, super clear. I'm gonna clean all these up, but there's this whole bag. Look at the whole bag of them, right? And then this one too. I filled that bag as well. Stuff full. And it's still yielding. You guys, this is insane. I just filled bag number 3 with crystal points. There's just so many friggin' crystal points. I gotta take these back to camp and wash them all. But like, this is just a random one I pulled out of the top of the bag. And it's covered in dirt. I'll wash it and then redo this video. But see it? See the fibers in there? And the tip? Perfect. Oh, no, wait, that one's got a little chip. But I got so many, there's bound to be some with perfect points, but they're all like this. This is so epic. I've never been this happy in my life. I'm gonna stop this pocket here. Like I said, the sun's going over the mountain in the wrong direction, but in the morning it's gonna rise right here and cast light in. And I'll try and make a video because I'm digging out all the dirt. Right now I got this pile of dirt. Every time I give it a handful scoop out, I'm pulling out the Pegmatite shards here that have the little crystal bits on the tip and stuff, not worth taking. But I'm seeing all the way back in this pocket. It's farther than I can reach into this hole. And it's insane back there. Like, you guys can't see it, but there's 4-inch crystals just littering at least 5 feet back. Just like imagine someone took a 5-gallon bucket and just poured quartz all through the back there. And I'm trying to reach them all and pull them out. This is insane. This is my, I love you, Rock. I love you. I love you so much. So it's early morning and everything is frozen. Very, very frozen again. There used to be little streams of water and all of these running off everywhere. Nope, all solid. Me too, my bones are a little stiff. I'm becoming an old man. That's okay though. We're gonna get some breakfast and then we're gonna go dig. Nice, beautiful horizon. Okay, you guys wanna see something cool that only exists in a small region? I don't know if it's Pacific Northwest or just like BC up into Alaska, but I know it's not anywhere else in the world. So, check this out. This, see that black strand in the center of the screen? That's called an ice worm. Watch him, I don't know, him or her. So it might move around a bit. Let me get some more out. But that black strand, that's probably an inch long. And you can look them up online. Oh, there's another one. See that one? These are ice worms that exist throughout this glacier. I think there's another one right in there too. So that's why I do want to purify the water. But I'm getting a bunch of water here so I can wash the crystals from today. I just thought I'd show you guys that. Ice worms are a very niche thing that we have up here. And this was my first day of digging, all these bags. Lots and lots of crystals there. So I want to get the sand off and just sort them a bit. Some is only cutting grade and some is specimen. I'm going to sort them, let them dry in the sun after they've been washed, and wrap them in paper if need be. So now we're back. I put my headlamp in here to help you guys out so you can see further into the pocket. So here you can see a bunch of the quartz. This thing goes back probably 10 feet. But it's going to be tough to dig because it's just a separation in the rock. But do you see all the crystals sitting loose in the dirt there? So that's what I got to scoop out. You can see where it's tough to get into. But the whole thing is lined with 2-inch, 3-inch type citrine crystals, actinolite needles in them. The deeper I go back, the more citrine is in there. So I'm going to take a handful of what you see right in the center of the screen there. And I'll show you what comes out. This is me reaching in the hole. Right? And I can... That bit of dirt I was showing you, that's up to my shoulder length. Okay. This thing goes farther back than I can reach. How deep as my shoulder can get here. So if I just reach in and grab a simple handful, right? Like, look at that. That's, I'll just put it down here. That's what just came out of there. So we've got, look at that piece. Isn't that cool? A couple other good ones. Good 2-inch type point there covered in dirt. And then, you know, some little ones and stuff. But that's what I'm doing, just pulling as much as I can. Like, look at this. I've already started filling the bag with just crystal after crystal. Some clusters and everything. But beautiful, beautiful points. This is what's coming out of there. You see that? You see how much crystal is in that dirt when I just pull handfuls out? This is insane. I've never seen anything like this. Okay, so I'm making my way down to the south side. That's the north up there. That's the glacier. And there's the glacial lake there. I am not going to swim in it, but I'm going around seeing what the indicators are. Like when I look at everything that's fallen down, I need to see whether we've got enough quartz pockets here. So the northern area, the very northern tip, the quartz didn't have enough gaps and it was too weathered out. Here, I'm not seeing enough quartz veins to give me promise, but we'll keep wandering around. Let me just give you guys a view of the site. I'm wandering out on the glacier here. It's not that bad. There are crevasses everywhere, but I want to give you guys a view of the site. So here's my tent. That's a 4-person tent to give you relativity, tubs, and where I'm sorting rock. So this is the dig site. You see all in here. Now this wraps way down low that way, and the quartz tends to lessen on that southern side. Same with the north side, it tends to lessen as well. So pretty much to there, and there is more around where you can't see that side. That's Traverse Peak, by the way, that one. But all through here, you're gonna see holes and little crevices everywhere. See all the holes in the rock. Even, you know, just right here in front of us, all those holes are quartz pockets. Now, some of them have weathered out completely, or they didn't have enough gap for the quartz to form prismatic tips. Like it grew from one side to the other and just jammed into the other end, and kind of like, so all you get is a stick with no point. And it's tough to dig out to get the hammer and chisel in there, and there's no point because I'm just getting shards that are worth faceting. And if I find a pocket, I'm going to get shards anyway, plus I'm going to get specimens. And if the pocket's deep enough, like the one I found before was at least 7 feet deep, and as far as I could swing my hand, I had an extra 3-foot kind of crowbar in there, and I was swinging around wildly as much as I could to try and scoop. And the entrance pocket was as big as any of these other holes, you know, 6 inches by 9 inches, and it opened up to the point where you could put a small child in there. So the other challenge is scaling this. You see the slope here, and it's loose rock that all wants to come down, like loose on top of big rock, and so it doesn't lock in properly. So it's pretty sketch, but it's also pretty fun. So I just want to show you guys that. That's the site, and I put my tent here. This is technically glacier too. It's just all the sediment has gone on top of the glacier, and so it's very easy to walk there. But at night, all these rocks are just slowly falling. I think with like the heat, heat and cooling, it kind of causes some rocks to fall. So throughout the night, I'm hearing them, and like I'm not hearing big ones yet, but little ones, you know, little screes falling, and I get pretty scared. Like it wakes me up, and I'm just worried that one of these big ones is gonna come right through my tent. But other than that, I think it's pretty safe. It's very fun. And if I had another person out here, I would chance some of these other pockets that are a lot higher. I might have to get to them this trip. I might just have to do it because I exhausted the other pocket, and I've kind of been walking around low, and I haven't found any easy access ones, so I'm gonna have to start climbing. And well, if you guys see me again later, that means I didn't die. All right, so today's game plan is I'm gonna head up here, and we hit this flat bench up top. Now, it looks flat from here, but it's really not. The reason I'm hitting this one is I see a huge concentration of holes in this area. I doubt I'll be able to reach the uppermost ones, but if I'm seeing the crystals on the bench that have weathered out, it's worth me trying to find a route up. But at least I can scour this bench and check out those holes. So let's go. So there's my little campsite. Doesn't seem too sketch, but it is. It's very, very sketch. All this loose sand and rocks in it. You never know what's gonna bind and what isn't. So I'm going up early morning, but I'm worried that later in the day this sand's gonna get softer as it becomes unfrozen. So I'm almost at some pockets here. But we're now a couple shelves up into the spot that I thought I'd never get to. We got some big pockets here I'm about to check out. We're up at flower territory where the birds are. So the birds are really cool, where they're probably nesting in here and they're pooping, and maybe that's causing the flowers to show up from their seeds they eat or whatever. Maybe it's just wind blowing the seeds there, but you can see the birds, and they go out in the glacier and they eat the ice worms. This is where they nest, I guess, up in the rocks in the quartz holes, which is kind of cool. We can call them quartz birdies from now on. That's what we'll call them. I also figured I'd get the camera out because I wanted you guys to see this butte just lying right there. Look at that. Huh? So that's a good indicator. I like finding big boys. This one tip intact too. So that's pretty cool. A little bit of a yellow hue to it. This is what I'm looking for. So if I can find the pocket this one came out of, I'll be dancing up here. Otherwise, it's a long way down. Okay, I have an idea that today is gonna be a good day. So I'm scooping the dirt out of this pocket here, and it's gonna be tough to spot them, but they are in there, and they're very yellow. I don't know if the yellow is from staining, like on the surface, or from proper yellow, like citrine inside the crystal. It could just be surface oxidization. But I'm gonna pluck what I can from this pocket. I don't think it's gonna be a huge payoff type pocket, but you'll see the little chunks coming out. And I gotta reach my hand in here, hope nothing bites me. It's fine, don't worry. And we'll see. There's a lot of dirt in the pocket. So once I start moving the dirt, I'm gonna find all these little crystal shards. A lot of broken ones. Some intact points. So this pocket's not deep, I can tell right away. But I'll exhaust it for what's in there because it's easy pickings. And then we'll move on throughout the rest of these pegmatite pockets here. Okay, it's just full of dirt. As I dig farther back, I'm getting more and more decent sized points, more abundantly too. Look at that. So they're in there. They're all definitely in there. I just gotta dig deep. Okay, so what I'm realizing is the brown rock is indicator that the weathering has gotten to it already. It's not an indicator that there's going to be citrine in there because of the iron content in the rock. I think all this rock, even this light gray stuff, has enough of the iron in it for the citrine to form. I don't even know if it comes from the same rock as that, but ultimately see the light gray. Where I found my first awesome pocket was that kind of light gray like that up top with holes. Now there's no way I can get to that one up top. I want to try and get to it from the side. The north side is the glacier will bring me that high, and then I can just walk straight across instead of up. But long story short, I'm scavenging all through these brown rocks and it's just weathered to shit, and every pocket I'm finding is toast, you know, like it's all been weathered out. Okay. This pocket has by far been the most exceptional. You can see the size of my glove. The size of the pocket is maybe 6 feet tall by 9 feet wide kind of thing. And I've been scooping bag after bag. This pocket is deep. And it took me a minute, but now I'm realizing we've got, I saw this before. There's a bunch of quartz, good points, but it leads right up into that, along that seam. So I'm praying that if I get the pickaxe out, and the chisel, feather, and wedge, things like that, and I can move this, I might be able to open up even more of a pocket and get some gorgeous quartz even further. Okay, so I brought a shovel over because I've been scooping so much dirt out, right? Dirt with crystals in it. And I have to sift through and find all the little points and stuff in it. Well, I'm going for the big points. But I was scooping the dirt away, and the pegmatite's tearing apart here. You can see the holes in it. Look what's starting to come out. Look at this. Oh, that's a beauty. That's a real beauty. Whew. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Almost sexual. Look at this thing, though. Oh, that's nice. Okay, I want to see if I can do a bit of a video here, like a reveal video to help you guys out. So you see, I'm starting to see the shiny bits here and also the euhedral shape. So look at this. Bam, what did I get? Broken piece. That's okay. That's okay. Not everybody's complete, you know? I could put the gloves on, but I'm going to carefully scratch at this to get rid of some of the sand. Oh, yeah. See these ones falling out? We have to get up under this plate here. Oh, there we go. Got under it. What do we got? What do we got under the plate? Now we're talking. So there's lots of little ones right away. We want to get the big ones. Where are the big guys at, huh? There we go. See this? Now I'm seeing it. Oh, beauty. Look at that. That's a nice one. That's a keeper right there. Okay, here's the pocket. Here's the section I dug out. Now at this point, my best guess, because what I'm having to do, I'm reaching my arm in and around under, trying to like scoop. The dirt's kind of falling in a hole. And also, I seem to be getting bigger ones if I run that rake in there and kind of scoop around. There's one pegmatite sheet kind of like this that everything's like seems to be underneath of. It's right underneath the front. So this is what I'm realizing. Listen to this sound, right? Regular rock. Regular rock. Listen. Hear the thud? So I think what we have happening here, because if I was getting the quartz out of a seam here, I'm guessing if I can get this mound of rock out, I've got a geode under there. Essentially a huge pocket full of big quartz. That's what I'm hoping, and that's what I think is happening here. So I gotta go get the sledge and some chisels and start busting this up. It's great when the boss isn't watching, because I can take these afternoon naps right in the heat of the day and nobody bothers me. Okay, check this out. So with the sledge and the pick, I bashed it all apart here. But that seam we were pulling crystals out of, instead of being in there, that gets to pretty solid rock. The pegmatite is all rotten through here. Now if you look at this hole and this one connects, right? So I've dug my way in and watch. There's a lot of all the same type of sand. Watch, I'm probably gonna pull a big crystal here any moment. Oh, look at that. Look at that one. Woo! Woo! That's what we're here for, baby. Oh, yeah. So, this is the spot that, you know, remember I said I was like reaching in and around, like giving the old pocket a reach around, I guess. But I couldn't get it. I could tell there was big crystals there. I could feel them. Now I'm into it. So we got another access point. I might be able to see if this pocket gets bigger. But, oh, baby, that one came out too already. That's how I knew I was into it. Look at this. Look at this. There's more of them. Look at that one. And that one. That one's broken, but we still love it. We still love it. Let me get another handful in there. Let's see what we got. Oh, oh, baby. Oh, baby. Woo! We having fun now. Let me see. Is that nice? Is that rutile? So I think, look at the yellow. I think we have golden rutile as well as actinolite. Either that or the actinolite is turning yellow. One of the two, because I haven't seen any like hematite that the rutile would like burst out of. I don't know if it needs that. I don't know. Either way, that's an epic quartz crystal. And let's see if we got a bunch more. I gotta watch too. I'm always scared I'm gonna be reaching in there and all of a sudden a big rock just collapses on my hand. So these are the plates that I pull out. And you can see how much rock I've thrown all on the ice. It was virgin snow before, and I've been moving a lot of rock to get these quartz. Remember too, when you want a discount, watch all my videos on how dangerous it is to scour around here. I mean, I hit this one pocket, but other than that, it's a lot of searching to try and find something. So you remember that chunk I pulled out, the kind of, let me get one for you, that flat piece of pegmatite. Now this is how they're growing off of there, but because the pegmatite is so weathered, like it's basically turned to sand, I think it rotted and it expanded or something like that, and it's cracked. All the crystals near the base have been just breaking off. Like there's the only ones that are interconnected as a sort of cluster were when they grew in an interconnected way, like this. There's basically no host rock on them, and that they don't break off right at the host rock. They seem to be breaking off, a centimeter above it, half a centimeter, things like that. So that's all jagged from all the ones that broke off, and there's still some attached. Day 4, sanity check. Rocks! Okay, we found a second pocket. This is all, well, this is all from the first, but there's 20 times more than that. This is the second pocket. They're coming out super muddy. So I'm gonna go wash them right now, and we're gonna figure out whether they're just clear quartz or citrine. Okay, we gave them a rinse, and I do declare, folks, it's yellow. We got ourselves some citrine. So it's very faint yellow, but hopefully you can see the yellow glow to it. And I did wash them twice to make sure it wasn't the mud giving it the hue. So when we put this on a white background, I guess I'm white, but I'm pink. Well, anyway, I got too many in my hands here. Let me put them down on the ice for you. Tell me whether you think they're yellow or clear. That's looking pretty yellow to me, isn't it? Like I said, I did wash them a couple times. There's a bit of dirt still on them, but the yellow hue is there. So we hit our first real good citrine pocket. I mean, look at the size of that one. And my fingers are all scuffed. I keep getting little cuts because I'm reaching in these pockets, right? And if you've ever dealt with quartz, it'll cut you or it'll poke you. You get those quartz slivers. So I keep getting them in my fingertips. My other hand's got little spots all over it too. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys. This is the citrine. I'm going to go show you the pocket next. But very beautiful. It's got that secondary growth. So it's trying to create scepter. You can see the secondary growth on top of it there. It's trying to create a scepter, but it didn't really get enough time to do so. This is my walk to work this morning. Look at that. Isn't that view awesome? So let me climb up to the pocket here. You can see my tools in the center of the screen. Oh. Billy goat my way up here. Oh. It's hard doing this one-handed. Okay, here's our pocket. So I've been digging all this out. You can see all the fresh dirt I've been pulling. I have no idea how deep this goes, but I see the rotten pegmatite up here too, so I think it's gonna go up there. The pocket will come forward as well under this rock for certain, and I'll be able to pull stuff because the seam where I'm getting the crystals, so where I'm in your light, is basically right at the bottom point of the pocket. Maybe you can see the shinies in there. So this one I actually was about to pull before I went back, and then I was like, oh, I'll stage that one back in there to show you guys how they're coming out. All right, so here's what they're coming out like. There's another there. There's one. Now with the gloves, it's a lot easier. Sometimes I'm getting pieces. Let me put my glove on here and it might be easier. But I want to try and... So I'm breathing. So I apologize for my mouth breathing into the camera. Oh, here we go. Here we go. You see this? Give it a little tickle. Oh yeah, what'd we get there? Beautiful. Point intact. Look at that. Little thumb-sized piece. That's a chisel tip too. Beautiful. Okay. So that's kind of what the pocket looks like. Is they're compressed into the mud here, and I gotta try and wiggle them out. Now there's these hard plates that I'll take the pickaxe to, and I'll smack at them and break them, but I'm trying not to hit the crystals, and it's also getting more and more awkward because this rock up here isn't rotten, so it's very solid and I can't break it apart. I might be able to go in with feather and wedge and rip a bit of it out, but that's a lot of work. So whereas in here, a lot of this is rotten and it kind of scrapes away. You got to put some mite into it. Now up top, there's just some chlorite and I don't know if it's chlorite, sorry, maybe like an actinolite type thing. But there's nothing up top there. It's all down under this second hard plate here. See this black line? It's all under there. Basically anything I'm pulling from under there is crystal. And like I said, I got to do so carefully without breaking the tips or scratching it with my tool here. But now you see the pocket. That's what I'm working with. Deep down into that hole there. And like I said, it's getting harder and harder because I can't get the pickaxe in there. So I'll go get a mini sledge and a chisel to break apart this crust here on top. And then we can scoop lower. But I think this seam is going to go pretty far back. Judging by the size of the crystals, we've got at least a foot. It could end up being 10 feet back. You never know. But it's going to be harder and harder to dig. So at some point I'm going to have to remove the front all through here. Or I don't know what I'm going to have to do. We're going to just have to move dirt to get better angles into it. But that's what a pocket looks like up here on the mountain. It's in what it is you've got your solid rock that this hammer is just going to ring off of, right? Not even make a scratch. And so I'm looking for areas that have rotten out. That one's not rotten, but I'm trying to find the spots that have. And that's where, right there, it's kind of stopped rotting, but deep down in there, if I move this rock and get through here, I'll probably find more of the rotten stuff. Like this. See how this is moving? And I can break that rock apart like that. So this is going to be the continuation of the same seam here. And I'm going to have to bust off the surface layer and get down into the crystal seam. So it's hard work, but it's worth it if you get some good rocks. Okay, back to digging. Okay, sorry for my panting in the back of the screen here, but I mean the oxygen's low and I'm working hard. Let me show you what I got. So I dug out everything you guys saw in the last frame here. Let me start putting it aside. I got a double one. I think this one's kind of cool. Two that are joined at the tip. Oh, there's a nice one. Look at that one. If I can get it focused, sorry. Yeah. All right. Some of it's going to be cutting grade rough. Oh, that's a big thick one, thicker than my thumb. Let's see what else we got here. Shards. A lot of the shards I take and I just put in the bag. We'll cut them later. There's another nice one there. So this was a good score. A screen would be ideal, but I didn't bring one. But having a screen means I could check it all. But I basically just have to kind of slowly put all of the mud down the bank and grab anything that glimmers. And they're all jammed like that close together pretty much in the mud. So I don't have to move a lot of mud. It's just very compact and challenging to move it when I am in there. But when I do get enough out, it's well worth it. Oh, wow. I don't know if the tip is broken or it's probably broken. Dang. Oh, that would have been a nice one if the tip was intact. Looks like it's just a little swoop out of the top that's busted off. That's a nice big crystal. More pieces in here. Oh, look at that. So, obviously we got a decent stack going. Right? It's, oh, more of them here. Two little guys. So that's what I'm getting out of there. I got to keep going. Keep digging that pocket out, but that's what we got. Oh, excuse me for a second, Mr. Crevasse into the underworld. Well, I just skipped by to get my crystals. I figured I'd show you guys what my crystal digging outfit looks like. Some of the tools I use. The knee pads help. You gotta have good boots. Clothes you don't mind getting dirty. And then we got glasses here for the glacier because it's just very bright out all day. And it's always bouncing off the white ice. So these protect my eyes. Gloves, right? Lots of gloves for reaching in the pocket. That's about all you need. Let's go dig crystals. Okay, here's the pocket I've been working for the citrine. We're gonna call this one the Goldilocks pocket. So, if you're ever digging crystals, get yourself some pry bars, but some cheap ones, right? Very lightweight, so packing them around is pretty easy. Now here's the pocket that I'm getting into, and I gotta be able to reach deep into the back. So let's see if I can get some light in here. We're also still showing you. The crystals are all in the back there. Maybe you can see one or two. Let me do a scoop here. Live action view. Scoop. Reaching in there, right? At a certain point, they get pretty far back. That's a 2-foot extension off my arm here. So I'm gonna zoom in for you. Look at that film work. Look at that film work. My Instagram girl would be proud. Okay, so we're gonna reach in here and scoop and scoop and see if we can. Oh, you see the light bouncing off those ones right there? So I want to scoop another one up top. I gotta hold this camera steady. See that crystal? I want to get it without busting it. So I'm just testing where the light points are. Oh, there goes one. There's another. I really got to keep you guys in frame, don't I? It's tough to watch what I'm doing and get you guys rocks. All right. Look at those beauties. Look at those beauties. Let me get those ones out here. Oh. Early morning citrine finds. There we go. Some nice juicy ones. Oh yeah. Just past that little lip there, that's where I was finding the very ice clear quartz with the actinolite needles in it. And then right in here is where I sunk my hole deep into the rock that I found the big chunky citrines with the attempt at scepter growth, but not the full completion. Those are the two pockets I found so far. All right, folks, we're pretty much at the end of this trip. It looks sunshiny today, but tomorrow we're expected to have thunderstorms, rain, and that's gonna persist for about a week. So if I don't get out of here today, I probably don't get out because I need the chopper, right? I got all the rocks boxed up. So I got 5 hours till the chopper comes to get me. I'm gonna spend it trying to find one more pocket, and I'll mark that pocket for next time I come up. It's been a good trip though. Can't wait to show you guys everything I got. All right, folks, as luck would have it, I got a few hours before the helicopter picks me up, and guess what we found? Another pocket. Another pocket. No, I don't need to do that. But citrine, some of it has a celestial growth. There's a good one here I pulled out right away. I don't know if I think that cap's missing and that one's on there. Either way, there's some good little ones here too. Woo! That one's got the purple hue. Oh yeah, I see it. That one's got a little purple in the tip. Just the tip. Wonder if you can see it. I don't know if this is gonna come through on camera. It's got a little purple phantom, like just a skiff of purple phantom in there. That's dope. This is gonna be a good pocket to come back to. I'm gonna mark this off and hit it up another time. This one's gonna be, you know, small opening. I'm gonna have to bust this rock away. I think what it is this seam that's wrapping around inside here. And I gotta work the seam where it hasn't been busting apart. So I think there's gonna be some good cutting grade out of here, at least with the citrines. And there was even a little guy I found come out of this pocket. Look at this little baby scepter, huh? Isn't that cute? Little baby scepter. All right, so I'll work this pocket a little bit till the helicopter comes to get me and mark it off, leave it for next time. Hey, look at that. That's a nice point. Same thing, I think it's got the purple hue in the tip somehow. I see it just faintly right here while I'm sitting. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm seeing that purple hue. I gotta figure out why. Anyway, that's dope. Okay, we're calling this last one the Hail Mary pocket because I got like 3 hours till the heli shows up. But check it out. Check out what's pulling. More crystal. More crystal! We always need more. Oh, look at that beaut. Look at that. It's a good one. It's a gooder right there. That's a gooder. Let's see if we get any more of those amethyst tips. Maybe it was just a few. Maybe I got lucky on those, but there was those few that had that amethyst hue. I'll show them to you when I'm back in the shop. Look at this. It's pulling. It's pulling. Hopefully you can see that. I'm in there. I'm giving her the old pocket tickle, I promise. What is the pocket tickle, you ask? Because I've said that a few times. It's when you, whether with a glove or your fingers, you give her the old reach around and you reach in there and all the clusters are intergrown and compact within the sand. So I'm kind of tickling at it, trying to grab tips. And if I can get one loose and pry it out, then everything else loosens up and falls into place. But they're all interlocked. So that pocket tickle is me trying to find that one little puzzle piece that I can pull out and then the rest kind of cave in. And it's easier to get them when I just get there. I got this little guy. I don't know what that is. A few intergrown ones, something like that. All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, let me put the glove back on. Let me get back to work. I gotta dig as many of these as I can. I won't even have time to wash them, but we'll see what they look like when I'm back. They're definitely citrines though. I think we only got a few with the purple tips, so those might have to be pricey. Okay. Catch you later. Okay folks, this is one of the real reasons why I bought the mine, was the ametrine. So what you get is a citrine staff that has a secondary growth of amethyst on the surface. Now it's very faint. Some will have it more than others. I'm gonna put it down on the white so you can see it. But every so often you'll see that faint purple hue. It's only that millimeter skiff that causes it, but it's there. So that's the, I mean, for one, it's a scepter, which is cool, but the fact that there's the purple hue in it, that makes this mine all the worthwhile. So that last pocket I hit, I got about 1.5 bags, probably, 3/5 of it is going to be shards, but the other the other 2/5 will be specimen, and a bunch will be scepters, and they'll have the ametrine.